Yo, it's Mark Jones, and you're watching my interview with Myles.
What's going on, people? Joining me is someone who is definitely going to be a star in the making. It's been about a year and a half so far in this music grind, but numbers are looking nice.
Yeah, man.
Tunes, most importantly, are clean. And you can introduce yourself for the people.
Yeah, man, I go by the name of Mark Jones, artist out of Croydon. Yeah, man, I've been doing this, like Myles has said, for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Just trying to make good quality music that people can enjoy, man. So far people are liking it, and that's what I can be happy for, man.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, a year and a half is quite a short amount of time.
Yeah.
18 months. It's never... A lot of people have a lot of things to learn on the musical process. So, what was the first song for you? It wasn't wrestling, was it?
Nah, so I released a song called Alright.
Yeah.
I took it off streaming.
But yeah, it's not there anymore, yeah.
I took it off. You can't find that no more.
Why'd you take it off though?
I think it was my first song, and the mixing wasn't where I would want it to have, and the sonics weren't.
Blame the producer,
It's not even the producer, it's more me. I recorded at home, innit? And then I sent it off, so my recording wasn't as great as it could have been.
Yeah.
So so that was, and it was like a sound that I was experimenting with. I wasn't really sure like who I was as an artist because it was my first release.
Yeah.
So like I've been making music since I was like 15, so more than 10 years.
Yeah.
And I thought, all right, let me get a beat. My friend made it, so I was like, yeah, this is free. Let me jump on this. I did a thing, people enjoyed it. Yeah. But I think when people listen to me now, it sits a bit too far away. So I thought, okay, wrestling is where like I feel like, okay, from here on, you can know the real Mark Jones.
Yeah, and I feel like it has a lot of people have kind of been able to see that. And it's still developing. It's not a finished process right now. But from the new project that came out on Friday from wrestling, how do you feel like you've grown as an artist?
Massively, man. I feel like I'm starting to understand now where I'm comfortable and where I sit. Yeah. Like what type of music I want to make, because I feel like now we can get caught in the process of like, okay, this is the sound that everyone likes now, so let's jump on this. And for me, I just want to make music that I'm comfortable with, and that people who are truly a fan of me can enjoy as well. So like, just trying to find the right sound. And it may be sometimes I go completely left, but that's because that's what I like. And that's what I'm going to make. So
I don't feel like you've gone that far left though.
Currently not yet.
Yeah, okay, fair. I'm going to say you're going through. I'm thinking all the tracks I've heard. Nothing's gone that far left. Like Rules could have been a Jaw song.
Yeah, it could have been.
Yeah.
And I think with that one, like literally, so my main producer who executively produced the whole EP. It's called RP9. He must have sent that to me like just on a random day. Yeah. And I think I wrote that in like an hour. And for me, that's when it comes easy to me to just rap, and I can just write lyrics down and get in the studio and just do that. It's with the melody stuff that takes a bit longer. Okay. But that's the stuff that I enjoy because of like my background. I played the drums when I was young.
Oh, mad. Okay.
I learned the keys. So like I love music, innit? So if I can try and weave that in where I can, like the melody thing's really important to me. Okay,
yeah. So when you talk about playing instruments and stuff, was that through church?
Yeah. So I grew up playing the drums in church.
Yeah.
And then like from necessity, I learned how to play the keys because there was no one to do it.
Yeah.
And then I picked up a bass, dabbled with that, still not great. Then I picked up a guitar. Okay. So like when it comes to instruments, I can...
You're kind of nice with it.
I can play competently. I'm not going to go on stage and do a mad thing. But well, the drums maybe I can feel a bit comfortable, but the other stuff...
This element, you see that?
yeah. But like with the other stuff, I just love music, innit? So I like to have a handle on all different instruments. So even when we're in the studio, I know I can say, let's put in this chord or do this and try this. Yeah. So I think it helps me as an artist to be able to have that musical background.
Yeah, it's important because a lot of people probably don't even know how to do that, and they're relying on their producers. Yeah. Especially in this day and age where it's easy to cook up a beat, become successful overnight, and then not really know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. Not even know about, like with songs now, when we're putting stuff together, we're like, okay, this song's on the right key, let's take it down a semitone, let's try. Do you know what I mean? And if you don't know music, then you wouldn't necessarily know that. So
not gonna lie though, like obviously I'm on the radio side of things. I don't necessarily need to know that. But when someone said, yo, that's good if it went down another octave, I had to go Google it. Because I was like, what is an octave? Now I'm there with it. Like I had to watch a lot of Genius Reconstructed.
It's important, because even with rap, I feel like with the singing stuff, obviously it makes sense to sing in the right key. But with me, I found that there has to be the right key for my voice to sit on, like sonically. Because sometimes I might get a beat and I think this beat is sick, lay something on it and I'm like, you know what, this don't really fit. Like, I need to bring it down a semitone, and then my voice starts to be more prominent and stuff like that I started to think about recently.
But how harsh are you on yourself though when it comes to that though?
Mad harsh, man. Yeah, like mad harsh. Like my engineer and producer, he'll know that with me, like we'll do a whole session, I'll listen to it, and then we'll have to do it again.
Mad.
Because like it has to be on point in the delivery, how I had it in my head when I was originally doing it, and that can prolong the process. But I feel like at the same time it makes sure that everything you do is excellent. And I'm a big believer in making sure that you've got real quality behind your music, not rushing things, taking time and getting out something that you're just proud of. Yeah,
I hear that. I mean, as long as you're breaking them off a bit of money or something, if you're making them do the whole session again, they're sitting there, it's like 3 a.m. It's like we're done. No, wheel it up again, get the coffee out. Like.
He gets annoyed, but he gets bare phone calls from me just like, oh, you see this bit? Yeah, we need to change this slightly. We need to come back and do it. But he knows, man. He knows. And because we've really connected, like I found someone he's not just the music, but he's my friend as well now, innit? So now we've come to a place where we understand each other when it comes to music. And that has been the most important thing for me in the last year or so since I've met him.
So when it comes to kind of the background of knowing who Marc Jones is, because I think No Stress was like a good example of that. And you've name dropped Croydon a few times. Now obviously Croydon is bare far away. There's obviously debate if Croydon's even in London and all that.
Oh man.
But how would you feel like Croydon, or growing up in Croydon, has affected your music though? Because a lot of people are from like that kind of south part of London. A lot of people name drop it. It's a city in its own right. But not a lot of people have got there because it's a trek. I can't lie, it's a trek.
Everyone talks about passport and all that. Nah, man, Croydon is home for me. Like, and when it comes to Croydon, it's just so diverse. And I feel like we weren't really in the grime bubble per se, because that's more east and north. But when like the UK rap came, like Crepton, Kona and stuff, I grew up listening to them, Bonkers, those type of people. And then Stormzy obviously was similar sort of age to me, so I saw him from like when he was like 13, 14 making music. And that was a culture, just even on the playground, listening to music, spitting bars. And then we just started seeing people break through from Croydon. And it's like, it sort of gives you the belief to know that, you know what, we can do this. Like when I see Stormzy, he went to my sixth form. So when I see him when I see him headlining Glastonbury, I'm like, rah, like we can do this. Do you get what I mean? So
what school was that?
It was Harris Academy.
So you know like he's on the wall. Basically you know what your main aim has got to be. You gotta get on the same wall. That's what you gotta do.
Trust me.
Like, trust me. That's a good look, and it's true. Like I feel like communities, like because Croydon, everyone gives it a stick sometimes, or the best of people from Croydon. Even though you got a tram, it's a bit far and that.
Right, listen, have you got on the tram before?
No,
you need to.
The last time I went Croydon, I was like 13. Like I don't need to go that far, you know.
Box Park.
Wembley Box Park. I didn't like the Shoreditch Box Park.
Nah. I hear you, man. I hear you.
But let's talk about the main thing that's come out now. Your first kind of official project, Progess. Now, by the time everyone sees this, it'll be out for about a week. And I think the feedback's been quite nice so far.
Yeah, man.
And how do you feel about everything?
I feel like it's been a long time coming. So like some of these songs are like 2 years old. They were written 2 years ago.
Okay, fair.
So like they've been recorded maybe a little bit more recently, but I've had them in my brain for a long time and written down on paper. And it's just a good feeling to put something out that you feel can tell a narrative and a story and sort of introduce who I am. Because with the other songs, like I wanted to show people I can rap, or I wanted to show people that I could go on this type of production. But with this project now, it's the first time that I've made something that from start to finish, I'm like, okay, I want to take you on a journey so you understand who I am and what I'm about. And I feel like I've achieved that based on the feedback I've had. So yeah, man, I'm just pleased with that.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about the people that are actually reacting to it, it's not necessarily just people from the UK. Like a lot of people in America are feeling it. So that must be kind of mad. You think about it.
Yeah, you know, it's mad when you look at like your Spotify stats and you see people in like the US, in the Philippines, in Canada, like all over the world listening to your music, and you're like, you know what? I just made this like in the studio in Croydon, and there's people in every place, nearly every country in the world have listened to it. So
that's the thing.
For me, that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
And I feel like for you, what's the first song you recorded off that project? If you're saying
off that project, first song I recorded was Forever.
Okay.
So like
that was the one that handled a bit Afro.
Yeah. So like, and that song's gone through many inceptions. Okay. So I recorded it at a different studio with an instrument I made myself.
Oh, sick.
And then that's the first time I linked up with my producer RP9. So like I was like, okay, I probably need some better production on this. So I had through a mutual friend. I sent it to him, and he was like, "Yeah, I can do something.
I can pattern something."
So he took elements of what I done, added it to himself, and then from then we were just like, "Right, yeah, we can definitely make a lot of music together." But I think forever, I wanted to make a song that was like based on marriage. Yeah, because I'm married, and I got married quite young. Thank you. I got married quite young, and I feel like a lot of music. There's not really music that talks about that. And a lot of artists hide it. Do you get what I mean? Because that perception of you got to be marketable to this people and that people. But I feel like there's a lot of people who are married out there and want music that they can think about their wife or whatever to, innit? So
see, you brought this up. I have to bring it up. As somebody who is married and in their 20s and still young, like you said, you got married young. Yeah. How did you find the Chance album?
The Chance one, you know what? My wife loves it. Yeah, she loves it. But I've heard a lot of people don't like it.
I think. Obviously, when you're young and you're married, like how did you get married?
24.
24. Yeah. So you think about that, right? Most 24-year-olds are not thinking about
in that space.
Marriage.
That space,
Maybe in 10 years, but not then. They're probably thinking about Smash or Pass or something else. Yeah. But like with Chance, he's 26 and he's talking about something like marriage. It's such a serious topic. Yeah. Like, even people in their 20s are thinking that's a grown person something. So it's an interesting concept to think about.
I think it is. And I think maybe it's the fact that most of the project is about that. Yeah. That makes it a little less accessible. Yeah. Whereas like if you just have 1 or 2 songs, but maybe that's what was on his heart. And he's a big artist. Like, do you know what I mean? He could do what he wants to do at the end of the day. And people are going to listen to it at least once. Yeah. But yeah, maybe he's just excited about his marriage. Like, obviously I'm excited about being married to my wife. But yeah.
If she watches this, come on. Wifey, come on. He's happy.
But yeah, I just wanted to make something that people who are married could relate to, and obviously that's not for everyone, but maybe if you aspire to be married, you want to see what it's like, because I talk about like ups and downs, and like, I feel like in society now everyone thinks either they don't want to get married because they've seen like bad marriages, or they're like, marriage is going to be perfect, and then they get there and it's a bit mad.
It's a bit of a mazza. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, throughout the whole EP, there's a lot of different references you've got in there. You link like social media to being like an addiction, and people need to get sober from it, which I like. That was real. And then obviously, you know, having options like Evie, that made me laugh. I was like, right, man brought protocol into the EP. Obviously, buying a house. These are things that you've, apart from the Evie thing, these are things that you've actually done. So like, and for someone at a young age to do that, now, there are a few people that buy their house quite young, stick with it, might buy another house and stuff like that. But for you to put it in your music, some people in their first project, even though it's like a get to know me type of thing, they might not be so honest about how they're feeling about things. Why do you think that you wanted to do that?
To be honest, like, I just want all my music to be authentic to me as a person, innit? Yeah. So I don't want to really make music that's detached from my life. Yeah. So like, I don't see myself massively as a role model, but I know in society at the moment there's not many all the black role models are rappers or footballers, and obviously I rap, so it's a bit of a cliche. But at the same time, I want to talk about normal things, so that even if you're not going to be a rapper, and even if you're not going to be a footballer, you can listen to my music and you hear something that's like, rah, let me think about this. Like, what can I do to achieve that? Yeah. What sort of priorities can I set in my life to get to this sort of place? And inadvertently, I might become a role model. But for me, it's just like, when I've got a nephew in it who's like 12. Okay. And when I'm making my music, I got him in mind, innit? And his generation coming up, because I want to show them something that's different from everything else they're being shown. Yeah. And I feel like I'm starting to achieve that now. But at the same time, I got to make good music in it. So I've got to have the best production. I've got to have content that people can enjoy. But I got to drop them nuggets in every now and then. So.
I mean, I feel like they're not even just like, you know, scattered. It's heavily in there. And another thing that's in there quite a bit is like religious influences. Now, when it comes to music, UK music, and it comes to religious influence, most people go for a 4-letter word that we know so well. SPAC. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of people talk about that and say, there's such a negative stigma around that, as well as it being positive for other reasons and stuff. But for you, because you're bringing it through quite a lot. So when I was listening to the project over the weekend, I was thinking, okay, there's not as many religious references in there. That was me at first. I usually listen to the beat first, then I listen to it after. Then I was listening again, I was like, like the first tune, just go straight into it. And then it's again throughout, you know, praise, give thanks, stuff like that. And it's good to see it in a way that hasn't got a negative stigma towards it. Sure. But like, how's faith helped you in your music? Like,
massively, man. Like for me, I feel like I probably wouldn't be doing music if I didn't have faith at this moment in time. Okay. Because music is something that I left to the side. So I went to uni, got a degree, and I came back out and I was listening to like the music around. And obviously people do their thing in it, like different people do their thing, and that's how they live their life. But I feel like it was lacking a sort of sense of direction and a different part of life, which faith is for me. And I wanted to show it in a way that doesn't just like beat people over the head, doesn't make it you and us, you and them. I just want people to come alongside me and hear my journey of faith. Yeah. And if it inspires them, then I'm just happy with that. Do you get what I mean? And luckily, from people I've been talking to who maybe don't have faith, but they listen to it and they're like, rah, you've made me think about this, you made me think about that. Yeah. And that's all I want to do, man. That's all I want to do.
I mean, you're doing it well so far. And I feel like the lack of swear words helps. Because, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you're sitting there, you're getting ready to like edit a song. And it's like, there's no swear words. This is calm. And you're saying something good. This is easy.
It's easy for radio, isn't it? It's clean. Maybe it can start getting me some sync deals as well.
Hopefully. The thing is, where are you trying to go though? Like, because obviously right now, this is the first project. So people are going to start, you have a body of work that people can work on, right? Obviously you have a lyric about foundations in there as well. So you're starting to build a solid base for yourself. Where do you want to go with this? What's the plan?
You know what, like it's hard because like I'm married, I got a mortgage, I got all these things, and like so for me it was kind of taboo, like saying what do I want to do? Like do I want to do this full time or do I want to like, you know, just do it on the side? But I feel like now I'm open to every possibility. So like seeing what I've been able to achieve so far just on a part-time basis, I'm like, okay, if I get this together properly, if I get the right team around me, if I start doing things full on, like where is this gonna go? So for me, I want to be on radio, I want to be doing shows, I want to be just going around and giving people my music and helping hopefully people around the world to sort of grasp where I'm coming from, innit? So I'm hoping in the next 2 years or so that I really just keep pushing on. And I think for me, like I feel like God has been guiding me through this process, innit? Because some of the stuff that's happened, like Spotify playlists and Spotify covers and all this sort of stuff.
That's
like,
the Blessings playlist.
Yeah, Blessings playlist, and then Beast Mode I've been on in the US, which is like probably one of the second biggest hip hop playlists. Like for me to get that, just a boy from Croydon, like even my Instagram, I've only got 1,500 followers, but I'm on playlists that many artists in the UK aren't even near. Exactly. So like I feel like there's something pushing me on, and I need to just continue to push into that, and hopefully in the next few years I'll be able to do some big things.
Exactly. Just all you gotta do is speak to God.
God
will speak to you, and then that's it.
Trust me, that's it.
Sometimes it sounds harder than it actually is, but it's the truth.
No, for sure, man, for sure. I know God's got me. Like, he put me in these positions. He given me the talent to do this, innit? So that's what I feel like. That's one of the reasons I did it, because I got to a point where I was disillusioned with rap, and so I stopped doing music like 10 or so years ago. And then I thought, you know what? Like, I've been given a talent with music. If I just spend my life doing nothing, then what am I really doing with what I've been given? Do you know what I mean? And I think it's important with the different talents, whether it's music, whether it's like your accountant, whatever way it is, you need to use your gift because that's what you've been given. So that's the way I see it.
Do you know what it is though? I feel like when people are at their end of the teenage years, I feel like when you're like 15, everyone wants to be a rapper. Everybody. And fortunately for some people, they got the talent. Unfortunately for others, you ain't got the talent for that, you know what I mean? So you're not just talking and you're not relaxing for a bit. You leave it to one side. But it's true, never let it go to waste. Especially for what you're talking about, you can do that. And you can kind of bring that through. As you get older, you can talk about stuff. But like you said, you're making it for people who are 12, the next generation coming up, that they need to learn some things because we already know sometimes a lot of people are misguided
for sure,
and they need the help.
For sure.
But the one thing I want to speak to you about as well is gospel hydration, right? So that was quite an integral part of your kind of like start. Like, I think they hosted one of your videos on there as well. And they were kind of sharing your music in the beginning. So how influential have they been for you even up to now? Yeah,
man, the guys there, they were one of the first people to show me support. So obviously when I first started making music, I was trying to seed it out to different places, and them times I was just getting air in it. I was just getting air. That's a part of it as an artist. Like you gotta get air. You gotta build that resiliency so you can bounce back.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, I'm not gonna back DJs and people here, but a standard DJ gets maybe like 25 to 30, and that's even at my level. Some people might get hundreds. So sometimes it can get long, so you might skip. I've been guilty of waiting 2 or 3 months to reply to somebody because I've left it sitting in there before. I might have even done it to you at one point. Like, I apologize, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But it's like, eventually it will happen. Do you know what I mean? So shout out to the DJs that just go straight. Big up the DJs. But I feel like we was talking about, like the foundation is important, isn't it? So like you're not gonna just be able to get to
the best. Like some people, that's their journey. They blow up on GRM. Every DJ wants them quick, and every outlet wants to put them on their channel and all that sort of stuff.
Not all of them are around now, though.
Yeah, exactly. So like building the foundation and getting to that point is important.
Yeah.
But Gospel Hydration were one of the first people to show me love and to put my music on their channel, and their YouTube. I've sort of seen their YouTube channel grow as I've grown. Yeah. And their channel went from like 5K followers on subscribers on YouTube to 100K now. Yeah. And yeah, man, they just show me a lot of love. They show me a lot of love and stuff like that. It just helps with your sign because it gives you encouragement. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you can, if you put stuff out and no one's really on it, then you can just be like, you know what, bun it. I'm gonna stop.
I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah. Even with me now, like I look at what I've done and I'm like, can I keep pushing on? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that battle every day to be like, no, I'm gonna go to this. I'm gonna go to this radio interview today. That's in some far place. I'm gonna do whatever.
You said here.
Nah, not here. This is a nice setting still. But like you've got to have that sort of ability to keep going, innit? And I feel like they helped me to do that in that early stage, in that early
time. They gave you that confidence,
exactly. And now I've seen just more come from it. So yeah, man, I'm grateful to them.
Do you think with the music that you've made, like we've said, some of it could sound like drill. If it had a couple 808s, pattern in there with a sound like that. You got Afro swingy type songs. Right now, do you feel like you have a sound, or do you feel like you're still kind of learning about yourself? Because for me, let me just sorry to cut you.
No, that's cool.
Like I hear you. I don't hear a Marc Jones sound yet. Like because I'm listening to songs, but with some artists and. Obviously, I'm comparing it to artists who've been in this for ages, but you'll hear certain beats and you're like, that's a beat. I know that they'll be on that beat. Whereas for you, because it's only one project deep, and I think how many singles did you have? You had
5 or 6, 5 or 6.
Not too many. It's quite a lot though, in a year and a half. But do you feel like you're anywhere closer to kind of getting a signature sound?
I think you're right. Even with like the singles I dropped before, I think every single one was sonically different. Yeah. So I had like 2 UK rap ones. One was like kind of drill, then the other one was really drill, like Fredo was really drill, and then Real was just left, like because it was more melody. That was the first time people heard me like playing around with melodies and stuff like that. And so I feel like I get what you mean, because obviously what I've released is so far like just being so scattered, and then I had the project where I'm still just showing what I can do. So now if I need to hone into like what is my sound, but it's interesting because like you talk to different people and different people like different things from you. So like I might talk to one of my friends and they'll be like, oh yeah, I just love it when you rap, like just come hard with rap, and then like 140 BPM or 140 to 150 BPM, you just rap hard with 808s. And I'm like, I love doing that stuff. But then sometimes I want to be reflective and I can't really be reflective if I'm like on hard 808s, you get what I mean?
Do you know what it is? I feel like you have more time to do that when you get to bigger projects. Or I think you've kind of flooded the market low-key in the last like 18 months. So like now sit back. Are you going to cut videos for any of these songs?
So I got a video coming for Progess.
Yeah, Reel's already out.
The Reel's already out, yeah. And then after that, I'm just going to focus on the new stuff, I think, in terms of videos. That like, because now you've got an introduction of who I am. The next stage now is going to be like content all the time, and that's what's king, man. So
I feel like there was one mistake though.
Tell me.
No Stress should have been on there.
You know what? Yeah,
because that song for me, I feel like Real is like up there, but No Stress for me. When I heard that, I was like, why is the voice bare powerful? Why is the beat sick? What's good? Like this is a bit much. And then obviously he was on One Extra off the back of that as well. So why didn't you put that on the project?
You know what? One Extra. No Stress was the last song I wrote for the EP, and it was originally on the EP. So I wrote No Stress and then went to a studio. I had a session with like a few people just to listen to where the EP was at that point. And we was all listening, and it was 7 songs, including No Stress. And people were like, we think it might be a little bit too long. But No Stress was my favorite. And then by that time now, we was coming up to February. So it'd been like 5 months since I'd released, maybe 5-6 months. And that's a long time. Like if you're just in the single game. So I was like, you know what? Let's put one out. What is like very strong from this and what do I like? And it was No Stress. So I put it out, and then I got to the point of like, okay, if I put this out now on the EP, if we want Real and Progess to be 2 singles, people are going to see 3 singles that are already out. And I'm someone who I wanted to give new music. Do you get what I mean? And I get what you mean, because I love that was the reason we put it out, because it was my favorite.
You made a lyric video for it. You know what I mean? When you do them next levels, you're like, okay, real videos coming.
And I feel like, in other circumstances I would have done it, but I felt I just want to give people something new so that when they look at the track list, they don't see, oh, I've listened to that. I've listened to that. Because I feel like a lot of people now are releasing EPs and you've heard like 4 of the songs. They release EPs or projects.
Yeah,
you've heard
of
like
course.
4 or 5 of the songs and you're like,
do you know what?
I mean?
It's not a bad thing though. I feel like depending on how good the song is and the timing. Now, if you drop a EP, it's 7 songs, and I heard 4 of them, and like 2 of them came out 2 years ago, and they're making their way into a 2019 EP. I want to hear that. But if it's within the last 6 months,
I suppose it was.
Not too mad, because the thing is, you can just repackage it, and do a video for it, freshen up the song. But at the end of the day, you gotta go for what your peers are saying.
And even so, you're right in the sense of like, I probably didn't think about it enough in terms of I still have a relatively smaller audience. Like no stress. With the EP, if the audience is bigger, they're hearing it for the first time as well. Do you get what I mean? So I could have thought about it from that way and put it on there. But it's definitely things to learn from, innit?
When it comes to curation, just give me a shout.
For sure.
It won't be too much to respond to you, but I'll just get back to you.
For sure, man. Sure.
So when it comes to though, like trying to hit a wider audience, right? Because you got to think in today's day and age, right? Obviously, God is God to everybody, but everyone has different names for it, and some people don't even believe in God. That's quite a difficult thing. So I'd say I don't know how many people, if we do like a public survey, how many people believe in God to how many people that don't. But how do you feel like your music would be able to impact someone who might be like an atheist or something?
I feel like for me, it gives them a foundation of good principles.
Okay.
Like, I feel like in society we're very me-centered and very about myself and what I can
Uncle
get.
Marc.
Everyone's just about like, what can I get from other people? What can I get for myself? Me. And I feel like with my music, I want to sort of bring community back. I know that's a massive thing to say. But at the same time, like if I can drop in these principles that are community focused, family focused, just working hard and putting in the efforts and ultimately seeing the rewards from that, I'm hoping that even atheists can take something from everything I say. And I want everyone in society to be able to listen to my music and be like, okay, I got this from it, I got that from it. So someone who's a person of faith might hear my music and they get something really personal to themselves that was applying to a situation, where someone's an atheist might be like, oh, this guy was talking about owning a home. Oh, I want to own a home. Do you get what I mean?
I think there's a fine line of overdoing it. You know what I mean? Like some people will just do it too much and they'd be like, oh, all right. Even me, I believe in God, but like I want to hear that all the time. Sometimes I just want to hear some other stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's finding that balance, but I think you've done that really well so far.
I think for me, we're human beings, innit? So we all go through life, we all go through the same things. So like, if I can give my perspective from my view on these issues, then I feel like I'm doing my job. And my perspective, my view, if I'm trying to talk about people's pain and suffering, like I can weave God into there, but I'm not going to say every single like lyric about it, do you get what I mean? Or if I want people, if like I believe in God, I'm not going to tell everyone, read the Bible, do this, do that on every song, because it's not life. Do you get what I mean? Like for the person who's struggling and needs money to pay their bills, that's not exactly what they need to hear at that time.
Exactly. They need something uplifting.
Exactly. They need something relational that they can relate to at that time. So that's what I'm conscious of when I make music. And I don't want to make it you versus them or me versus them or anything like that. I just want it to be accessible to everyone, and then they can take something from it if they do. Do you get what I mean?
Trust me. Slowly coming to a close now. We've gone through quite a lot. Is there anything that you think we need to talk about? Is there anything you want to say?
You know, I feel like
spotlight to you.
I feel like at the moment as an artist, it's difficult to try and break through in a time when there's so much saturation. Because now, like back in the day, to go to the studio was an expensive thing. Like you had to have the connections, you had to know people, and then you had to put a song together. Then you had to try and like do all the steps before that. But now, because of social media and studios being so available and readily cheap, you can just go out there and do it. And I feel like that's something that I've really sort of struggled with to find myself, because you can have that doubt of like, is anyone even going to listen to this? So I mentioned that on Give and Take, the first song, like if I put this out and it gets no plays and no likes, like then basically am I going to be able to carry on?
Do you know what, it's pressure, but at the same time I feel like the definition of studio has changed a lot. Because say 10 years ago, studio would be a lot of expensive high-tech equipment. Now with about a £300 setup, £400 setup, you can get one. You can do it off your bedroom. A lot of these people who are big producers made their best beats in their bedroom.
For sure.
Nowhere fancy. So I think the definition of studio has changed a lot, which has helped people. When it comes to the listenership, 100% agree with you. Because a lot of the time, there's a lot of artists that you hear And like you're saying, you only got like 1.5k or followers on Instagram. Even though Instagram shouldn't mean anything, like it does.
Yeah.
But there's loads of quality talent, and then there's people that are like on 2 million followers on Instagram. And you hear the song and you're like,
and the vloggers that can start doing music, and then
it's a bit much.
Yeah, it's difficult. But I think at the end of the day, like we was talking about, like the quality will last, isn't it?
Yeah.
So like if you focus on your craft, you focus on making good music, then ultimately at the end, that's what will shine through.
Yeah.
Because like, and not to say that these people who are like popping of vlogs or whatever might continue to like invest in their craft of music, but I feel like you have to focus on one thing first. And again, because I can't remember, I saw this the other day, but someone made the point that like artists now are not focused on the music, they're focused on the marketing. So they're focusing on the social media side of it, when they should be focusing on getting like their craft down to a T, innit? And even with live performances, like people not using a PA version, shouting over their songs, because all of that is part of being an artist, isn't it? But because the stages of being an artist before was like, okay, you start, then you might release a single, then you start to build your skills. You might do live here and there in a few places with 5 people there, and then you like get all the skills, and it gradually grows. Whereas now people are going from putting a video on the internet to wireless the next day. I
mean, I think if that happened to you, right, let's spin it around, because obviously for those people it's a good look, right? And we know that on the wireless lineup every year they've always got 1 or 2 spots for the songs that are blown up. Say for example you're one of those artists, so take away all the Marc Jones music that you've made, and now you're just anyone, you're just MJ, you drop a tune, goes viral, you're on wireless, and then someone else now, Marc Jones, looks back at MJ, would you care?
No, because everyone's got to get how they get. I get that point, innit? But I feel like it doesn't help the artist massively for some artists. For some it might, because they might have been like doing stuff for, well, not doing stuff for a while, but they might have that basis where they got the personality to perform well. They got the personality to deal with loads of people becoming a fan of them overnight and wanting things from them. But I think like building character is very important, because a lot of artists you've seen can make mistakes, innit? They can make mistakes, and along the way, because they didn't have the right guidance, they make those mistakes because it comes too quickly. Yeah. Like, and I suppose that's a symptom of our generation, isn't it? Like, with the now generation, you want likes now. You want like
everything up front.
Exactly.
Now.
Exactly. Like, I was talking to my wife's parents the other day, and they were saying like, you know, now, if I was gonna meet you today, I'd message you, and if I was running late, I could message you, and then I could say I'm here now, whatever. Them times you'd have to ring the person and say, meet me here. And if they weren't there at that time, then
you're waiting.
Yeah, exactly. You can't. There's no update in it. So that's a symptom of our generation now, because everything's just instant. We think that's the same thing should apply to music. Yeah. And any career basically. Like some people, you see loads of people make like a YouTube channel or a vlog, and then you see them do like 4 vlogs, and then it doesn't really pop, and then they stop because they don't get that instant gratification that society says we should get now. And there's something in like taking your time and going through like the ropes and learning it, and like getting to the point where when you get to that stage now, you're going to be sick. Like for example, Stormzy is an example of that. Like he did blow up, but he put in loads and loads and loads of songs. He put in loads of songs, and like he put in the work. And then when he got to the stage at Glastonbury, he's not missing any lyrics. He's not like, his quality, the level of performance is just ridiculous. Yeah. And I think that's something to learn for a lot of artists, just to like spend your time in it, putting in your craft, writing bars, and if you're a rapper, and performing, like renting out somewhere to learn how to perform. Do you get what I mean? All that sort of stuff is important, man.
Trust me. I mean, obviously, man just had a confidence attack. So I'm listening to everything you're saying at the same time. Like, my voice is gone. But no, 100% hear that. And I feel like a lot of people in this day and age don't hone their craft like that. And that's like, you see that with artists, like, bring it to America real quick. I like Designer's music. Yeah, I still do now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a good example.
But he had Panda, had an amazing 2016. Now people don't want to hear from him. Lil Nas X has had an amazing 2019. People wanted him to be the next designer. But he dropped the EP, and then people have seen it. Okay, cool. We have to respect you now because he's had that time to pattern up, basically. So it's important to see how artists develop and take on some of the stuff you're saying. But because, like you said as well, but you're basically preaching facts right now. Because it's a now generation. It's a lot difficult to express that and see that, because when you see your friend sitting over there who's no different to you, but they've got 1 million followers, they're getting the brand deals. Yo, what am I supposed to do? I want that. I don't want to do my own thing and build my own thing organically, so that in 5 years when my guy's asking me for the stuff, I'll be like, oh really? Like, where were you in 2019? Do you know what I mean? Like, it happens like that. But I definitely think, obviously through this conversation and obviously all your supporters and stuff and all the people that see this video as it goes by, they can learn something from it.
Yeah, man, that's all I want to do, man. I just want to help people. Like I do this music, obviously I do it for me because I enjoy it, but at the same time I do it for my family, I do it for my friends, I do it for people, man. And that's like at the heart of why I do this. So that's when people connect with me and they hit me up on Instagram and say, oh, you know what, this song really like encourages me or does whatever. Then I'm like, that's what I set out to do. It's like humbling, do you get what I mean? Because I'm not really making it. I'm making it for myself that I want to vent and put things out. But ultimately, I'm doing it so that other people can just feel better about themselves, man.
What's the maddest reaction you've had?
Maddest reaction? I just had like people come to me and say, do you know what? Like, I was really feeling bad today, but your song, Straight Lines, like really encourages me every morning when I put it on. Like, so the fact that someone's playing that that's like the playlist to their day. They start in the morning and put it on Straight Lines. I can't ask for anything more. Do you know what I mean? That's amazing that my music is affecting someone to that point where every day they're putting it on to encourage themselves. So.
That's absolutely crazy. I mean, more success to you.
No, thank you, man.
Where can people find the EP?
EPs everywhere, man. Digital service providers, so Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, if you use that, whatever, SoundCloud, if everyone's still on that. Marc Jones is Marc with a C, and then Progess is the EP. And yeah, man, just more coming. Like, I have to be on people's necks, apparently. That's what I've been told. Like, I've had friends telling me I've got to just keep coming hard. So that's what I'm about to the end of the year, and all throughout next year is just putting out.
I'm looking forward to seeing what else you've got, man. We definitely have to do this again at some stage.
For sure, man.
Minus the coughing attack at the end. Do you know what I mean? But
definitely.
That, man, is definitely interesting. You raised some really good points as well, and I feel like the future's only bright for you.
No, thank you, man.
And by God's grace, you're going to do the thing.
Trust me, bro. I love that. Thank you, man.